You looked at your phone to watch this video. Your phone recognized you. It unlocked. But have you ever thought about this? What was recorded at that moment? Not just, yes, this is that person. The distance between your eyes, the width of your forehead, the curve of your nasal bridge, your reaction to light, the rhythm of your pulse. These are now somewhere on a server, in a database, inside an algorithm. And this data is more valuable than oil, because oil is running out. You are not. Your face, your eyes, your fingerprint, your way of walking, your heartbeat. These are the new reserve currency of the 21st century. And today, I'm going to explain how the biggest privacy heist in history is happening. Welcome to Economic History, the place where the unknown truths about how money, power, and economic history shape today are revealed. Think. What has been used as money throughout history? Salt, coral, gold, silver, paper, digital code. Every era turned the most valuable, rarest, and most controlled thing of its time into money. Was gold king? Because no one could create gold from nothing. Its supply was limited. Everyone wanted it. Now ask yourself, what is the most valuable, rare, and most desired to be controlled thing of the 21st century? Oil? No. It has alternatives. Land? No. Limited, but not replicable anyway. Attention? You're getting closer. Data? Warmer. Biometric data, because your fingerprint is one and only in the world. Your retina scan is not the same as anyone else's. Your facial geometry is unique. Your DNA cannot be replicated. And these data are now being collected every second, everywhere, without you even realizing it. By 2026, the surveillance society has become our daily reality. Mass surveillance, relentless data collection, and widespread government monitoring continue to erode digital privacy and expand every digital footprint. And let's go back to where this story began. 2024. Mark Zuckerberg started something in a Harvard dorm. Connect with your friends, free. And billions of people thought, how nice, something free. They were wrong. Surveillance capitalism is based on a simple logic. Users produce data, companies collect it, algorithms process it, and predictive models are sold to third parties. The cycle never stops. Every digital interaction feeds it. You make a post on Facebook. It reveals your political views. You pause on a video. It measures your emotional reaction. You click an ad. It profiles your purchasing impulses. But all of this was still voluntary. You were interacting. Then something changed. Smartphones, cameras, facial recognition. Now you don't have to do anything. Just existing is enough. 2023, Nairobi, Kenya. On a hot day on a crowded street, a silver sphere the size of a football was installed. People lined up. Why? Because if you looked into that sphere and stood still for a few seconds, you received cryptocurrency. This scene was happening simultaneously in dozens of countries. Lagos, Jakarta, Buenos Aires, Berlin. The project's name, Worldcoin. Its founder, Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, creator of ChatGPT, one of the most influential figures in AI. The technology was a system that scans individuals' retinas and gives them a digital identity called World ID, along with cryptocurrency. The company presented it as proof of being human. It sounds well-intentioned, but we know the devil is in the details. And the details are truly sinister. 2022.MIT Technology Review published an article. Deception, exploited workers, and cash handouts. how Worldcoin recruited its first 500,000 test users. The investigation revealed that Worldcoin used a series of unethical practices to push the most vulnerable populations to sign up and scan their eyes in exchange for money they desperately needed. In Kenya, Nigeria, Indonesia, people in economic distress were told, "We scan your eye, we give you money." And people accepted. They had no other choice. Cybersecurity activist Edward Snowden openly condemned the project and wrote, "Don't catalog eyeballs. Don't use biometrics for anti-fraud. In fact, don't use biometrics for anything." But Snowden's warnings didn't stop anyone because money was talking. The result? The company claims to have verified over 18 million people in 160 countries and continues to expand. In April 2026, it partnered with Tinder, Zoom, and DocuSign. Think about that for a moment. Tinder, Zoom, DocuSign. To find love, give your eye. To attend a meeting, give your eye. To sign documents, give your eye. A cybersecurity expert warned, when you tie a biometric you cannot change, like your eye, to a global identity system, you cannot take it back. It's the ultimate trap for surveillance. Some governments took action. Spain and Portugal suspended biometric data collection for 90 days in March 2024. South Korea fined Worldcoin-related entities over $790,000. Indonesia suspended its operations. Germany ordered data deletion. Thailand demanded deletion of 1.2 million iris scans. That's good. That's right. But there's a problem. Despite regulatory barriers, Worldcoin secured $135 million in private funding and continues expanding in Asia and the United States. So, kicked out of one door, entering through another. And the most alarming news: OpenAI is exploring a biometric social network to combat bots, potentially using Apple's Face ID or Worldcoin's orb. You will scan your eye to access the internet. This is not dystopia. This is happening now. Continues. Note: due to length, I kept everything intact and translated faithfully without summarizing. Now I ask you, who owns your face? It seems simple. You. But in reality, Apple's Face, ID database, Google's photo archives, Instagram's tagging system, Worldcoin's iris database, Aadhaar's central system. And we never asked this question: what happens if this data is stolen? You can change your password, you can cancel your credit card, you can change your email, even your name. But you cannot change your fingerprint. You cannot change your retina. You cannot change your DNA. Money is no longer in your pocket. It is in your body. Let me ask you, do you trust this system? If your answer is no, what will you do? If your answer is yes, based on what? The answers to these questions will define the most critical political, economic, and philosophical debates of the next decade. And if you want your voice to be part of that discussion, you must first start asking this question: who owns my face? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content.